Okay, forget about slow and steady. Today, we are diving into a one-year game plan that is designed for a total financial overhaul. It's a system built to get you to a life-changing income level and to do it fast. In this is the target, $10,000. For a lot of people, that number isn't just an income, it's basically another word for freedom. And that's exactly the metric we are aiming to hit. But let's be super clear here. We're not talking about some one-time lottery win. The whole point is to build a system that churns out this income every single month. And the timeline to make it happen? Just one super focused year. So how in the world do we get there? Well, we're going to navigate through 6 distinct phases. We'll kick things off by locking in the right mindset. Then we'll forge the tools you absolutely need. From there, it's all about winning that very first dollar, then building a repeatable money machine, scaling it up to the next level, and finally, a really important reality check. All right, let's start with the foundation, locking in the goal. Now, this first part, it has nothing to do with tactics or spreadsheets. Nope, this is all about absolute, unwavering commitment. And that brings us to this core concept of a wartime calendar. Here's how it works. For the next 12 months, you audit every single activity. And if it doesn't do one of 3 things, make you money, build a skill, or protect your health, it gets cut. It's a destruction. This is all about extreme surgical focus on the mission. Now, what's so powerful about this slide is it gets at the psychological price of admission. The source here argues that you will feel cringe. You're going to get ignored. You might even get laughed at. But being able to tolerate that feeling, that is the cheat code to escaping your current reality. And this slide, it just perfectly illustrates that next step. You see, commitment is totally useless without knowledge. You have to be humble enough to admit what you don't know and then just become obsessed with learning it. And here is your required reading list. Think of these 5 books as the curriculum for your business brain. You're going to learn about the sheer volume of effort required from the 10X rule. You'll learn how to build systems that run without you from the E-Myth Revisited, and how to craft an offer nobody can refuse from 100M offers. This is your foundation. Okay, so with the knowledge from that bookshelf, we can move into phase 2, forging your tools. This is all about taking what you've learned and getting ready for battle. That means picking your weapon and protecting your ambition. Now, the source makes a really critical distinction here. You need to develop a money skill. And this isn't just something you're kind of good at. It's a skill that solves a painful, expensive problem for someone else right now. And this slide just breaks it down perfectly. A passion is something you enjoy doing. A money skill is something the market actually values and will pay for today. The goal is to choose the skill that builds wealth directly, not to accidentally turn a hobby you love into a job you end up hating. Whoa, okay, this is a harsh one, but it's a vital reality check. The source argues that you have to move in silence at the beginning. Your ambition is fragile, and believe it or not, the people closest to you, often trying to protect you, can be the biggest source of doubt. And now for the turning point. Section 3 is all about winning the first dollar. This is where all that theory smacks into reality and where you get your first sweet taste of victory. So how do you win that first dollar? Well, you start with a stupidly simple, crystal clear offer. This one-sentence formula forces you to answer the only questions that matter. Who do you help? What results do you promise them? How fast? And what big pain point do you remove? This level of clarity, that's what sells. And your first target, it's not $10,000, it's not even $1,000, it's just $100. Because that first $100 from a complete stranger, that is pure validation. It is not about the money, it's proof. Proof that you've created real value for someone else. It proves your model works, and honestly, it's the key that unlocks this entire journey. Okay, so you've proven you can earn money. Great! Now it's time for Section 4, building the money machine. This is how you go from a one-off hustle to a repeatable, scalable system. Let's just be blunt about the core challenge here. You could have the best skill, the best offer in the entire world, but if nobody knows you exist, it's completely worthless. So the name of the game now becomes distribution. And the solution proposed is radically simple. Don't try to be everywhere at once. Pick one channel, socials, email, ads, whatever it is, and just dominate it. Promote your offer every single day until you become the loudest, most unavoidable voice in that space. And this is brilliant. It shows you exactly how to handle all the work that comes from that. You don't do it all yourself. You hire someone to handle the 80% of time-consuming, repetitive tasks, which frees you up to focus on the 20% that actually generates revenue, sales, and getting clients. Okay, now we pour some gasoline on the fire. Welcome to Section 5, Scaling to Mastery. This is all about aggressive, intelligent growth that's fueled by reinvestment. This stage requires a massive mindset shift. The money you're making? It's not a trophy to put on a shelf and admire. Not yet. Every single dollar is fuel for the business, and it has to be put right back to work immediately. So where does all that fuel go? Well, it goes into these 4 buckets. Tools to make you faster. Gear to improve your quality and how people see you. People to increase your capacity. And education to get rid of bottlenecks and increase your certainty. Every dollar is strategically deployed to buy you more growth. And finally, let's ground this whole framework in reality. This is the reality check, and it's a vital dose of perspective on what this journey actually looks and feels like over time. Yeah, the source is really clear on this. This whole thing is a marathon. By the end of year 1, you should be making some real money, but it might take 3 years before you actually feel like you're onto something. It could take 7 years before other people start calling you an overnight success, and a full decade to build something that's truly solid. So look, you have the blueprint now. The next year, the next 5 years, that time is going to pass no matter what you do. The only real question left is, what's your number? What monthly income would fundamentally, absolutely change your life?